Hey there, so this is fourth video in our Monday no code automation series. And now today we are going to learn how to send a task reminder before one day or before a specific time period to a user that the task is going to due in next couple of hours or next day. And there you can use the entire automation, right? So we'll use Gmail or Outlook to send that email and we'll see how this entire scenario works. So let's come here. Okay, so this is a scenario which I built to showcase you how this is going to work. So first of all, we'll have to list all the Monday board items. So I'll just take you to Monday board and I'll show you how it look like. Okay, so here is our lead management board again. We have 3 items available here, and here we have something called a due date. So due date is like we have put in for tomorrow. Today is 28th of July. I have put in 29th. Let's say I'll just pick something for 26 also. So we'll get to see there is a previous date as well. So only 2 records should pass. Now within the scenario, first we'll have to add something called a module list Monday board item. So we'll have to use our same connection. Item limit we can define here. So let's say we'll want to see maximum of 100 items, or we can put 200, 300 items. Then there is a board ID we have to select. So I selected a lead management, our board. Then either we can use specific column value to compare, or it can return all the values. So let it be as it is. Now here we'll have to put a filter. So filter is like wherever the owner exists. So for example, I'll show you. All these 3 tasks have a owner assigned to it, right? In case if owner does not exist, then obviously that email will not go to anywhere. So we'll have to ensure that owner exists in the task, or in the item, sorry. Then we'll see get a user. So this is not specifically required, but in case if you want to get details of that user, that's fine. If not, we can skip this module. Then we have to check something called the date comparison or time comparison. So here we say our due date column. So once we refer here, this is something called date, and this is a due date. So here I'll just show you this column. If I open it, the column ID is date, right? So we are comparing this date, the due date column. So we'll set up a filter, and here we'll quickly pick any of the dates. So date has 2 types, like date or text. So let's say we can either pick date. Now here we have to compare it. So this date should be equal to here in make you have something good. So I'll just remove this formula. Now here's something called now. So now will give you today's date, and along with this you can use a function called add days. So I'll use add days, and then I'll be adding 1 day to now, right? Number 1. Second, make follows this our normal date format. So this dd but here in case of Monday, what we saw is the date is coming in format of dd, and that too by hyphen separation. So here we have to format this date. So we'll have to use something called format date, and you can provide a format. So I'll say and dd. So if the date provided, the due date provided in item is equal to today plus 1 day, that is like 24 hours or next day, I would say, then this should pass the filter and it will work. Now finally we have added Gmail module. So in case of Gmail, I can simply I have added my connection. I created a separate video, by the way, for this Gmail, and the link is in description. So how to connect Gmail, how to use the client ID, client secret to authenticate the Gmail module if it is not working in normal way, and how to access the Google console and set up a fresh project. Now here we may not have to define this from field, but yeah, we have to define 2 fields. So 2 is something where we got this get a user detail. So 2 is this user email to whom we want to send this reminder. Then we can define a subject. So this can be the task name we can pick from the item name, is due in 24 hours, or let's say is due I would say tomorrow. Here we can again put a content, or maybe any kind of the body line. So we can say the task is due by tomorrow. Ensure you complete it in time. Now this is a HTML enabled field, so you can always use HTML tags. So let's say in case if you want to use something called a bold, so we can start with bold, and we can even put line break. So BR is used for line breaks. Then you can put more content, like so I have added the task ID, the task URL as well. So how we'll create that item URL. So this is something like we can go to our Monday board. We can see here. So by default the URL look like this. So there is a board ID. If I open this item, like the ID changes to the pulses and the task, the item ID. So I can simply pick this entire URL and let's make it dynamic. So I removed everything. Take me to the task. So here is, we can remove the board ID and map it from the whatever we get in task. So here's the board ID. So whenever, even if the board gets changed or any of the task or the item will change, it can simply dynamically follow that. Pulses is the item ID. So here we have the fresh URL, Msquare, this board and particular task or particular item. So that is it, right? Now if I run the scenario, I have, as I shown you, I have total of 3 items, out of which one is like already went past due and now 2 are upcoming, so 29. So these 2 items should pass the scenario. Let's run it and see. So you can see here 1 item passed the scenario. Oh, sorry, I forgot to have this. So let's say I'll put 100 as a count. So all 3 records will process. Let's run it again. So here we can see all 3 records were found. So like total Monday responded with 3 records in output. We got uses for all 3. And here we see only 2 passed. So 2 passed is like 26 was like held back and 2 records for 29 were passed. Let's check the email. So just now it's 9:23 a.m. and I sent it. So 0 minutes ago this was sent, the task Nutan. So you can see here this is properly formatted, and where I use this BR tag, so this line break is there plus the bold is there and the task URL is automatically created. If I click here on the task or item URL, it will take me to that Monday board and the specific item. Perfect. So yeah, that's how this entire automation can work. You can set up reminders and different kind of the follow-up flows, right? So in case if you want to build any such scenario, any of the process automation for Monday for your clients or your own organization, do let us know. We are Monday Make expert, so we can help you to do that. One more thing I would like to highlight you. So at times we see, while we are mapping any field, we can see here all the columns have different tags or internal name, right, or internal IDs. So you can see date 4, date or something, text 2. So here in case, if I click over the mouse here, it says column ID is date. If I take it here, column ID is date 4. This column ID is something called status. Now how in general, if you go here, if you'll see, you'll not be able to see this. How you can enable to see the column ID is something, just go here, click on Monday Labs, and on Monday Labs there is something called developer mode. So you just have to activate the developer mode. Currently it's active, so like it's asking for deactivate. Let's say if I deactivate, I go here, I'll not be able to see any of the internal tag of the items. Okay, it's got refreshed. Yeah, so currently you can't see, but if I go back and if I turn on the developer mode under Monday.labs, now you can see, I can see all these, right? So this is pretty easy. It can help you to identify which column does what, and if there are similar column like dates, so date 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you can easily identify what date works for which column. So thank you very much for watching this video. In case if you need more such videos, do comment if you want to build any specific scenario, or if you want me to build something for you and showcase on a video. Just comment in the below description, in the comment section, and yeah, I'll be preparing some videos for dedicated for your scenarios. And just forgive me for some background noise. I'm recording it from my home, so there will be some utensils in there or some kids are crying, so just avoid that. Thank you very much. We'll see you in next video. Thank you.